Imagine a young boy, born into poverty, surrounded by crime and hardship, with nothing but raw ambition to fuel his dreams. That boy was Evander Holyfield.
Introducing Evander Holyfield.
At just 5 feet 8 inches and 147 pounds, no one could have predicted that this underdog would go on to become one of boxing's greatest champions. But against all odds, Holyfield's body began to grow, his strength soared, and by the age of 21, he had transformed into a physical powerhouse, standing 6 feet 0 inches and weighing 178 pounds, a force in the ring with an unbreakable spirit.
Bronze medalist actually in the light heavyweight class. And a good left hand.
With a career spanning 57 fights, Holyfield racked up 44 wins.
One of the most remarkable gestures.
29 of them by knockout.
Automatic disqualification. Oh, he's got him.
Showcasing his incredible knockout power and dominance.
Hard left and right by Holyfield. Holyfield got him on his knee with a left.
From that moment on, the boxing world would never be the same. Holyfield's journey is one of extraordinary transformation, jaw-dropping knockouts, and an unrelenting drive for greatness that would solidify his legacy as a true legend in the sport. Evander Holyfield's rise to boxing greatness is a testament to resilience and determination. Born on October 19, 1962, in Atmore, Alabama, he entered the world as the youngest of 9 children in a small mill town. Unlike his siblings, who were significantly older, Evander had a different father, which set the stage for a childhood marked by struggle. The family eventually moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where they settled in the infamous Bowen Homes housing projects, an area notorious for crime and tough living conditions. Despite these challenges, Holyfield's path to greatness was just beginning. He often describes himself as a late bloomer in terms of physical growth, which makes his journey even more remarkable. Evander Holyfield's boxing journey began at age 7, when he won the Boys Club boxing tournament. By 13, he qualified for the Junior Olympics, and at 15, he became the Southeastern Regional Champion, winning the Best Boxer Award. At 20, Holyfield represented the US in the 1983 Pan American Games in Venezuela, earning a silver medal after losing to Cuban champion Pablo Romero. The following year, he won the National Golden Gloves Championship and a bronze medal at the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, though his semi-final match ended controversially with a disqualification against New Zealand's Kevin Barry. Evander Holyfield's rise in the 80s was explosive. Starting his pro career as a light heavyweight, he made a statement with a 6-round win over Lionel Byam at Madison Square Garden in November 1984. Holyfield quickly became a knockout machine, taking out opponents like Fred Brown in the first round and Mark Rivera in just 2 rounds by April 1985. In July 1985, Holyfield moved up to the cruiserweight division, earning an 8-round decision over Tyrone Booz. He continued his dominance with first-round knockouts of Rick Myers and Jeff Meekham, then capped off the year with a 4th-round KO over Anthony Davis. By 1986, Holyfield faced WBA cruiserweight champion Dwight Muhammad Cowie in what would be called one of the greatest cruiserweight battles of all time. Holyfield won by a narrow split decision, claiming the title. He then defended it with wins over Henry Tillman, Ricky Parkey, and Ossie Ocasio. 1987 saw Holyfield unify titles and knock out Cowie in a rematch. By 1988, he became the first universally recognized world cruiserweight champion after defeating Carlos de Leon, solidifying his place as one of boxing's most feared knockout artists. October 13th, 2007. The night Holyfield stepped into the ring with Sultan Ibragimov, hoping to claim his 5th heavyweight title, the fight left more questions than answers. Despite his age, Holyfield refused to let the younger Ibragimov back him down. He even managed to rattle the champion in the final round, proving his spirit was far from broken. But the fight itself, uneventful. Neither fighter was knocked down or visibly shaken. Sultan was landing more punches, but nothing that left an impact. The result? A unanimous decision was made twice for Ibragimov. 118 to 110 and 117 to 111. Holyfield's dream of another title had slipped away, but his pride and resilience were still on full display. If you're loving the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Evander Holyfield's next challenge came on January 16, 2010, against South African boxer Francois Botha.
Francois, the White Buffalo Botha!
Holyfield had been inactive for some time, but was eager to prove he still had what it takes to fight at a high level.
Evander, the real deal, Holyfield!
I've been hearing for a while that I can't do it. All it does is light a fire under me to prove people wrong, Holyfield said. The fight, originally planned for Uganda, was moved to Las Vegas, and Holyfield was determined to show the world he could still compete. The fight started slowly, with Botha taking control in the early rounds, but Holyfield didn't give up. As the rounds went on, the momentum shifted. By the 7th round, Holyfield had Botha hurt, and in the 8th round, he scored a powerful knockout. Holyfield won the vacant WBF heavyweight title, even though he was behind on the judges' scorecards at the time of the stoppage.
Champion of the world, Evander, the real deal, Holyfield!
His win showed his relentless spirit, proving that even late in his career, he could still fight with the best. Although Holyfield didn't become champion again, his heart, determination, and knockout power made sure the world would always remember him. After his fight with Franz Botha, Holyfield set his sights on big names in the heavyweight division, eyeing either Vitaly or Vladimir Klitschko. But before that could materialize, a fight with Sherman "The Tank" Williams was scheduled for November 5, 2010 at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. But life had other plans. 2 postponements later, the fight was rescheduled for January 22, 2011, and moved to the Greenbrier in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Holyfield's start was a bit sluggish. In the 2nd round, an accidental clash of heads opened a cut above his left eye. By the 3rd round, Holyfield was taking a lot of damage from Williams' combinations. After the round, Holyfield informed his corner, he couldn't see properly due to the cut, and the fight was called a no contest. This was a frustrating moment, especially since the WBC had allegedly agreed to match him against Vitaly Klitschko next, but this unfortunate turn of events delayed that potential matchup. Next up was the long-awaited battle with Brian Nielsen, Denmark's most popular heavyweight. Originally set for March 5, 2011 in Denmark, the fight had to be postponed due to the cut Holyfield sustained against Williams. Finally, on May 7, 2011, Holyfield weighed in at 225 pounds, while Nielsen tipped the scales at 238 pounds, surprisingly light for the Dane. Nielsen admitted it would be difficult to beat Holyfield, but promised it wouldn't be a one-sided affair. Holyfield came out strong, pressing Nielsen into the ropes and landing several punishing jabs and hooks, knocking him down in the 3rd round. Nielsen, sporting a swollen eye by round 4, didn't back down. He even tried to taunt Holyfield, prompting his trainer to beg him to stop playing around. But Holyfield kept up the pressure, and by round 10, after a tired Nielsen pushed Holyfield into the ropes, Holyfield fought back, battering Nielsen with combinations until the referee stepped in and stopped the fight. Following the Nielsen fight, Holyfield's sights were set on one last shot at a world heavyweight title. With Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko holding all the major belts at the time, it seemed a natural progression for Holyfield to seek a title fight. However, after a year of trying to land that bout, Holyfield, now 50, publicly considered retirement in 2012, saying, "The game's been good to me, and I hope I've been good to the game. I've pretty much done everything I wanted to do in boxing." But it wasn't over yet. Later that same month, Holyfield backtracked, claiming he still felt like a serious contender. Despite the continued effort, no title shots came through, and Holyfield's career stagnated for months. Finally, in June 2014, after a 3-year hiatus, Holyfield announced his final retirement from the sport. In 2015, Holyfield participated in a charity exhibition bout with Mitt Romney, raising funds for Charity Vision in Utah. It was a far cry from his prime, but a testament to his continued involvement in the sport and community. Fast forward to 2021, and Holyfield was back in the headlines. He was slated to face Kevin McBride in an exhibition bout on the undercard of Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos Jr. However, the event was delayed, and McBride never materialized. Instead, Holyfield was asked to step in for the ill Oscar de la Hoya, facing Vitor Belfort on September 11, 2021. Unfortunately, California's Athletic Commission refused to sanction the bout, so the fight moved to Florida, where it was allowed as an exhibition. In a shocking turn, Holyfield was knocked out in the first round by Belfort, marking a bitter end to an illustrious career. Who do you think was Evander Holyfield's greatest opponent? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's spark a debate. If you found this deep dive into Holyfield's legendary career exciting, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more. This isn't just about the fighters, it's about the stories, the history, and the impact they left behind. Stay tuned for more, because we're just getting started. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.